I'd like to reconvene the meeting of the Wall Township Board of Education. If we could all please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take a roll call. Mr. Anizio? Here. Mr. Krupa?
Here.
Mr. MacArthur?
Here.
Ms. Malloy? Here. Mr. Sanfilippo?
Yeah.
He is an excused absence, sorry.
Mr. Sullivan?
Here. Thank
Mr. Wondrak? Here. Ms. Waniak?
Here.
Ms. Connolly?
Here. We have no special presentations for this evening and no student representatives to give a student representative report, which then brings it to me for the president's report. But because it's July, there are no students of the month or nights of the week to be acknowledged. So I too am reportless, which means we're up to the superintendent's updates.
I have no updates this evening.
Excellent. Are there any Board of Education updates to address? Seeing none, we will move on to committee reports. Mrs. Zawodniak, you have the policy report.
Yes, thank you. Policy Committee met on July 2nd from 6:30 p.m. to 7:20 p.m. In attendance, Mrs. Dyer, Superintendent, myself as Chairperson, Mike MacArthur, and Andrew Krupa. We reviewed policies for first reading. The report is available on the website. The first readings included Policy and Regulation 1642, which is the Earned Sick Leave Law, which is new and it's mandated. The policy and regulation are applicable to employees who are not covered by NJSA 18A:30-20 with regard to paid time off, and in Wall Township, those individuals are WRAP employees and substitutes. We also reviewed 2415.01, which is Title I district-wide parental involvement, and the revisions that the committee is recommending are to align with district practice. We also reviewed 7523, school district provided technology devices to students. The revisions include language with regard to parental and student responsibility for damages to district devices. This year, we are going to have a one-to-one Chromebook initiative that's a take-home for the high school, and last year we had a one-to-one Chromebook carry initiative at the intermediate school. And so the policy reflects charges that will offset the cost of repair to devices that are accidentally damaged by students. So the board recommends approving those policies and regulations on first reading. We also reviewed the items for second reading. There were no further changes needed or requested. And so since they were heard on first reading in June, so the board recommends that the second readings be adopted. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Zawodniak. Does the board have any questions with regards to the policy committee minutes? Seeing none, personnel did not meet in July, so we're up to the curriculum and instruction. Okay.
Do you want a printed copy?
Did you find it?
Good evening. For all of you out there in the audience. All right, the Curriculum and Instruction Committee met on July 2nd, right before happy hour. We met from 5 p.m. to 5:40 p.m., and in attendance was myself, Ms. Dyer, Dr. Gleason, Mr. Sanfilippo, and Mr. Wondrak. We reviewed revisions for the 5-year curriculum plan, summer programs, and the ESSA federal grants. Revisions to the 5-year curriculum program, change timing of some upcoming curriculum program reviews due to state possibly revising some of the state standards. For the Summer Nights Academy, Wall is offering 54 summer programs. 14 will actually run for the summer. There was less participation at the high school level than originally anticipated. Wall Intermediate will run the all-wall theater camp and perform Seussical on July 26th, if anyone is interested in attending. The ESSA federal grant budget worksheet, we reviewed Title I programs to help low-achieving children meet challenging academic achievement standards. Title II, which is primarily professional development, and Title III to assist English learners. There's no action necessary at this time. And submitted by me.
Thank you, Mrs. Malloy. Are there any questions with regards to the curriculum minutes? Dr. Gleason, really quickly, since the Summer Night Academy was on there, the mom in me wants you to know that I have 2 students who have taken advantage of that, and both are having a splendid time. So Let's Cook and video game design have been big hits. So thank you for all of the effort you put into that. Next up is the F&F report. Mr. Adonisio?
Good evening, thank you. So we met on July 1st. Meeting started 5:05, ended at 6:35 p.m. In attendance, President Allison Conley, Superintendent Cheryl Dyer, Business Administrator Brian Smythe. I left one person off. John Sullivan was present, and Andrew Krupa for his first F&F meeting, and that was everybody. So a couple things. We got update on the enterprise account. We're currently in the black. At the time of the meeting, they were still reconciling the month of June, since it was July 1st. But we're in the black approximately $70,000, and that'll change as we get audited and depreciation and things like that get factored in. The RAP program, that did really well. There's 1,500 past due for the year. And for the year, the district invoiced $410,000, over $410,000, which is incredible. And the program has grown quite a bit, 387 students with 40 staff members. And, you know, I threw this in here by comparison, the program has more students in it than some of the elementary schools, just to kind of give you an idea of how popular it is. Facility use applications, we received one from the Mill Lakeside Manor, the Old Mill Inn, the Mill. They're asking if they could use Old Mill School parking lot for employee parking for some of the larger events. They figure approximately 6 times a year. We also use their parking lot for school events when there's an overflow, so we didn't have a problem with that. Number of updates on the facility projects. They're all listed. Just kind of run through real quick. The high school RTU is scheduled for 7/11, which has already happened. Paving projects at the school we're supposed to start late July, August by Monmouth County, which is it's going to save us money. The basketball court at Central School, the paving was scheduled for 7/8. High school auditorium painting is going to be done by one of our co-op vendors. The start date wasn't picked at the time of the meeting. Old Mill School, 2 water fountains were going to be replaced by our district staff. Renovation of the Central School trailers are going to be done by one of our co-op vendors. That was scheduled to start on 7/10. Masonry repairs at the primary school, we're going to have that done by a co-op vendor, and a start date hasn't happened yet. And the AC Phase 1 installs, which are being done by our bid vendor, Sunnyfield Mechanical, for $1,513,000. That project started. It also includes 4 classrooms at Allenwood School, and the other rooms will be part of Phase 2, which will be next year. So far, the district is happy with the progress, and hopefully that'll continue. Not on the report, Phase 2 as built and designs will begin this summer by Longo Associates. So that was the facility project updates. The long-range facility plan kickoff meeting took place the last Thursday in June. They'll be reviewing our long-range, spelling mistake, range. Yes. Yeah. Sure.
The Central School basketball court paving that has not yet started is rescheduled for 7/22 start date.
Okay.
Painting of the auditorium gym, auditorium at the high school is
Oh, sorry. Okay. I was hearing things. And I knew that, too. Okay. So the long-range facility plan, they started the walkthroughs of the buildings. It started at Allenwood School, and we'll continue receiving updates as that moves forward. Oprah requests, we talked about it at our workshop meeting. The district, the last workshop meeting we had, district's got a running log. In committee, Mr. Smythe explained to us the different kinds of Oprah requests that come in and how some of them are very broad and makes it difficult for several reasons. For example, every file must be examined to make sure personal information is not given out, and personnel issues are also not given out, and they have to remain private. This will be continue to be updated as requests come in. Ed data bids. This is a co-op that we use to make purchases. This is a newer co-op that we're using. So far, the feedback from the teaching staff has been, they've been very happy with the pricing. We received an award letter for several vendors, and that's on for approval this evening. Scanning and archiving of student and staff records. The district currently does this on an annual basis. Files are kept at the high school for 2 years, and then year 3 they're scanned in. Moving forward, the district would like to have special ed correspondence also scanned in. Quest proposal will be brought to the board in August. And as things stand right now, there's a ton of files in the business office on a side note in the basement. Sick and vacation payouts of retired employees. It's part of the human resources report tonight for the retiring employees. This money was also budgeted, and that's on for approval tonight. State contract vendors list. New vendors that the district will be using are on the list, and they appear in bold. As you know, we don't just approve all the vendors, we only approve the vendors we use. So that's why this comes before us from time to time, because we add new vendors. And final was the student transportation facility at Monmouth Executive Airport. We received a proposal from Edwards Engineering for $8,760 for a feasibility study. The F&F committee recommends approval of doing this study contingent on the possible agreement between the Township of Wall and the airport owners, and that's on the agenda for tonight. And that is everything, and it's respectfully submitted by me.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adonisio. Are there any questions or comments with regards to the F&F minutes?
Yeah, just for the, what? For the airport, for the feasibility study, the $8,000. So we'll wait until the airport owner presents something to the township and they approve it, and then once we do that, how long does it take for the feasibility study?
To streamline it, if we have the approval in place, so once the township figures out whatever's going to happen there, then we can just move forward with it right away. So the last time we did it, it was only a few weeks, right, Brian?
I think it was a little longer than that. However, this is not as involved as when it was our property. It's property that we would acquire. We're going to be renting. So that's why the cost is about less than half of what the previous feasibility studies were. So I would anticipate that it would be within a month and a half that they'd be able to turn it around. Hope I'm putting words in the engineer's mouth with regard to that, but I think that would be a reasonable time frame, 2 months at the most. We would not award it until such time as we thought the project was viable and that it would receive approval. And just as a correction, it is not on the agenda tonight.
Oh, it's not?
But we did discuss about approving it, although because of the dollar amount, it does not need to go to the board.
Okay.
So it's whatever time that it actually does receive further approval from communication between the board and the airport owner, then we can still move forward with the study if everybody's still in agreement, even though it's not an agenda item.
Yeah. I mean, it was the committee believed that it'd be in our best interest to have that ready to go, because if things fall into place, it'll be a good thing for us.
One other item that is on the agenda is we received bids on a maintenance vehicle that was included in the 2019-20 budget. We did receive those bids, and that resolution is attached and up for approval under the business office. It went to bid. We received 2 bids, and we're awarding to the lower bid. And the bids were $200 off from one another, which lends itself to be a pretty competitive, tight bid.
Okay. Any other questions or comments with regards to the F&F minutes? Seeing none, there was no Public Relations Committee meeting this month, so there's no minutes to review. So that brings us to public comment on agenda action items. We would open the floor for public comment on any agenda action items pursuant to policy 0167. Seeing none, we will close the floor for public comment and move on to the rest of our agenda. May I please have a motion by consent agenda, or not even consent agenda. May I please have a motion to approve the secretary's minutes, item number 14 on the agenda?
Make that motion?
I'll second it.
Questions or comments? None, roll call?
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Mr. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes on A and B, and I'm going to abstain on C and D because I was absent.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. May I please have a motion to approve the items listed for first reading after public hearing, listed per the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Okay. Open the floor for public hearing on policies up for first reading. Close the floor. Roll call?
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Mr. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes.
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. May I please have a motion to approve the items listed for second reading under the policy report after public hearing?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions or comments with regards to those policies? Seeing none, we'll open the floor for public hearing on the items listed for second reading. Seeing none, we'll close the floor. Roll call?
Mr. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes.
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. May I please have a motion to approve items 16A and B under the Board of Education report?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none?
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes.
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Mr. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. Mrs. Dyer, number 17, the superintendent's report.
Thank you. Can I have a motion by consent agenda to approve items 17A through S inclusive?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none?
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes.
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Mr. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. Mr. Smythe, number 18, the business office.
Ask for a motion to approve items 18A through J by consent agenda.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Questions or comments? Seeing none?
Mr. Wondrak? Yes. Ms. Swaniak?
Yes, except for I'm going to abstain on letters C, D, and E.
Mr. Anizio?
Yes.
Mr. Krupa?
Yes.
Ms. MacArthur?
Yes.
Ms. Malloy?
Yes.
Mr. Sullivan?
Yes.
Ms. Conlon?
Yes. I'm assuming there's no old business to discuss or new business? At this time, I will open the floor for public comment on any issues. Seeing none, we'll close the floor. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to
Oh, I'll
adjourn.
make that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned, kids. Have a great day.